Hello and welcome. Now we are looking at my code. We see if it works. I cut the screen exactly like this because I don't want the API key to be shown. I hope you understand that. But let's take a look at how this works. So we got the latitude. I'll try to enter something that is actually valid. Okay, I don't know where this is. It is in China, maybe. I'm genuinely not sure what the country code is. But yeah, as you can see, we got the city or place of Rulong for the latitude 30 and longitude 100. And we got a bit of a description of the weather there. It's broken clouds right now. We got the temperature. We got what it feels like. We got the humidity. We got the pressure. We got the visibility. We got the sea level. And this here is basically the whole response, or I guess the return JSON from the API that from which I'm getting the separate data. As you can see, there's a lot of data that I could also display, but I decided not to in this case. We just have I think the most important things here. So let's also take a look at the code. Here we have the input. I'll just explain this very briefly, but you'll also find this in the document, so you don't have to necessarily listen to this if you don't want to. This is just the URL, and then we take the latitude here, and then we take the longitude here, and then here the API key, which is, for example, I have my personal API key from this website because I've worked with this earlier, and so I got this for free. And then this is a very important part. Here we are using the requests module that we imported earlier. It's not shown because it's at the top and my API code is under that, so I don't want to scroll up there. But we have an import requests line of code at the very top of our code snippet, and that allows us to get HTTP requests in Python. So we basically get the URL that we defined above here, and then this .json method converts it to a JSON file. And so now in this JSON variable, we are storing the what was returned from the HTTPS requests. Now let's break it down, all the stuff that I'm printing here. This is basically, well, this is just a new line, right? And then this is something that you're going to see in the document. You are going to see in the document what the JSON file, I mean, not JSON file, what the JSON object is looking like. So for example, we got the JSON variable, and so inside of that we have a, I think it's a diction, well, yeah, kind of like the value for the key sys, which is, I think, like system. I don't know, but it's sys. Yeah, that's how it is. So this, I got the value for that, and then inside of that, I'm using the country. I'm using the key country, and so this whole thing returns us the country code basically. So what you are seeing here. And then I'm doing something very similar for the city. I need to do this if I want to get the name of the city where this current latitude and longitude is. And then I'm doing basically the same thing for all the different weather characteristics, except that after I have already observed what the JSON object looks like, I'm just referring to it like that. So now we have the key weather, and then inside of that we have an array, so we reference the first element of the array, which is like the 0th one, and then inside of that again we are taking the key description, and that's going to give us the value that we are looking for this brief weather description, which in this case right now is broken clouds. Let me actually run this for different values as well to see what it is like. I'm not sure if this is, yes, let's see where we are. We are in Russia in the city Dombarovsky, and as you can see, it's got different values here, right? But this is all in Fahrenheit, by the way. Fahrenheit. Yeah, and so repeating the same thing here, and then this last one, it prints the whole JSON object. That's why you see this long line of a lot of data. But you'll see a clearer view of it in the document. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a good day. Goodbye.